The hidden library of Alexandria's remnants lay buried beneath layers of time and sand, a repository of forbidden knowledge that defies the known. Imagine you're gazing into the dim light, the dust shimmering like stars in the air, as ancient scrolls crackle under careful hands. Here, in a forgotten text attributed to Hermetic scholars, is a description that challenges the very core of Newtonian physics. It speaks of the chariot of the gods, a vehicle that defies gravity, described with a clarity that suggests direct observation rather than mere myth. The text whispers of a celestial stone, a lodestone of heaven, said to grant the chariot its ability to float, to turn the mundane into the divine. The ancients had a word for this, aphelion, but who could have known of such things? Enter the enigmatic figure of Sir Isaac Newton. In 1680, Newton wrote a letter to a select few, hinting at knowledge he dared not publish. He referenced a lost art among the ancients, a mastery of the forces that bind the earth, not with chains, but with a song, a resonance. This secret was not to be shared, warned Newton, for fear it might upend the burgeoning scientific order. His manuscripts, now hidden away in the vaults of Trinity College, were said to contain drawings of devices eerily reminiscent of modern-day schematics for magnetic propulsion. The gatekeepers of science, wary of losing control over the narrative, have long since buried these letters under layers of bureaucracy and secrecy. Now imagine a sun-baked Egyptian landscape, where the Great Pyramid stands not as a tomb, but as a relic of forgotten technology. In 1843, explorer Richard Howard Weiss discovered peculiar hieroglyphs within the pyramid's secret chambers. They depicted what appeared to be floating stones, manipulated by unknown means. Howard Weiss journals, now tucked away in the British Museum, described the locals' tales of priests wielding rods of pure copper, chanting to lift limestone blocks with ease. These accounts, too fantastical for the rigid minds of the post-Enlightenment era, were dismissed, labeled as fabrications, and swiftly shelved. Yet, the hieroglyphs remain, a testament carved in stone, whispering truths to those who dare to listen. A storm brews over the highlands of Peru, where the fortress of Sacsayhuaman looms with its megalithic walls. In 1892, engineer Percy Fawcett conducted a study that left him baffled. The stones, some weighing over 100 tons, were perfectly fitted without mortar, a feat beyond the reach of his contemporaries. Locals spoke of a singing stone that, when struck, caused the massive blocks to rise and move as if weightless. Fawcett's reports, sent to the Royal Society, were met with silence, then quietly archived. The gatekeepers of history, unwilling to acknowledge the impossible, locked away these revelations, fearing the paradigm shift they heralded. Yet the stones stand watch, silent witnesses to a past where gravity was but a plaything. Across the Atlantic, in the dense jungles of Central America, the ruins of Copan tell a story of their own. In 1901, archaeologist Alice Luplongeon uncovered a stela depicting a scene of levitation. It showed figures adorned in elaborate headdresses, seemingly orchestrating the ascent of colossal stone blocks. Her photographs and sketches, initially celebrated, soon vanished from public view, hidden by academic authorities who deemed them too controversial. The Mayan text spoke of the Wa, a force harnessed through sound and spirit, capable of defying gravity itself. These accounts, scrubbed from official records, survive only in whispered legends and the fading pages of Luplongeon's private journals. The jungle reclaims its secrets, as the echoes of anti-gravity fade into obscurity, awaiting rediscovery. Deep within the Vatican's secret archives, a chamber lies shrouded in darkness, its contents guarded by centuries of silence. In 1715, a Jesuit scholar named Father Giuseppe Bianchini stumbled upon a manuscript attributed to a long-lost sect known as the Aeronauts. Within these pages lay descriptions of the celestial sphere, a device believed to lift objects through harmonic resonance. The manuscript detailed rituals that combined sacred geometry with chants, suggesting a mastery of anti-gravity. Bianchini's discovery, however, was deemed too radical. The Church, fearing a challenge to divine creation, locked it away. The whispers of the aeronauts, though buried, still echo through the marble halls of the Vatican, waiting for the brave to uncover them. The winds of the Himalayas howl around the ancient Tibetan monastery of Sakya, where sacred texts speak of levitating monks. In 1760, British explorer William Montgomery encountered a sect of monks who used chanting and drums to lift large stones across the monastery's courtyard. Montgomery's detailed accounts, documented in the Royal Asiatic Society records, described the stones rising in rhythm with the monks' incantations. Skeptics labeled these accounts as fantasy, mere tricks of the mind in the thin mountain air. Yet the monks' feats remain inexplicable by conventional science, their secrets passed down through generations, hidden from the prying eyes of the outside world. In the depths of the Indian jungle, the ancient city of Vijayanagara still whispers the secrets of its former glory. In 1838, Colonel Colin Mackenzie, a British surveyor, uncovered inscriptions that spoke of the chakra Vimana, a flying chariot described in vivid detail. These inscriptions claimed that sound waves could manipulate gravity, allowing the chariot to soar. Mackenzie's sketches of the Vimana, including the emblem of a spiral which supposedly controlled the anti-gravity mechanism, were met with disbelief by his peers. His findings, considered too fantastical, were dismissed and archived, overshadowed by the more tangible relics of empire. Yet, the carved stones of Vijayanagara stand silent, guardians of a technology that defies the ages. Across the ocean, in the arid landscape of the American Southwest, the ancestral Puebloans left behind an enigma. In 1878, an anthropologist named Adolphe Bandelier documented petroglyphs at Chaco Canyon depicting figures manipulating heavy stones with ease, using what appeared to be sound waves. These petroglyphs, etched into the canyon walls, tell a story of a forgotten time when gravity was subservient to human will. Bandelier's reports, sequestered in the archives of the Smithsonian Institution, were largely ignored, dismissed as Native American mythos. Yet, the desert holds its secrets close, and the petroglyphs, weathered by time, continue to challenge the boundaries of our understanding. Finally, we arrive in the lush, humid forests of Thailand, where the ruins of Ayutthaya whisper stories of advanced technology. In 1893, French explorer Henri Mouhot discovered temple murals illustrating priests levitating massive Buddha statues. These depictions were accompanied by texts describing the lotus of light, a device said to create a field that negates gravity. The murals, brought to light by Mouhot, were quickly hidden by colonial powers seeking to maintain control over their perceived superiority. The gatekeepers of history, unwilling to revise the narrative of the primitive East, ensured these revelations remained buried. Yet the vibrant murals, silently deteriorating, speak to those who listen, their truths hidden beneath layers of moss and time. Enveloped by the mists of the Scottish Highlands, the Rosslyn Chapel stands as a sentinel of hidden knowledge. In 1750, a stonemason named Alexander Nisbet discovered cryptic carvings within its sacred walls. Among the intricate patterns were depictions of what appeared to be levitating globes and figures manipulating unseen forces. These carvings were accompanied by a series of notes scribbled in Latin, referencing the ancient Druids and their command over the power that defies stone. Nisbet's findings were quickly dismissed by the Freemasons who managed the chapel, wary of the implications that such knowledge held. The carvings remain, silently defying gravity and reason, inviting only those with the eyes to see and the mind to understand. High above the rugged peaks of the Andes, the ancient city of Machu Picchu emerges from the clouds, an architectural marvel. In 1911, Hiram Bingham, an American explorer, chronicled his journey to the city in search of Incan secrets. Hidden among the terraces, He found stone altars marked with glyphs speaking of the Inti Raymi, a festival where priests reportedly harnessed solar energy to defy gravity. The glyphs depicted a process where sunlight, focused through crystal lenses, created a field that lifted stone blocks effortlessly. Bingham's records, filled with awe and disbelief, were swiftly buried in the archives of Yale University, overshadowed by his more public discoveries. Yet the terraces of Machu Picchu remain, a testament to a forgotten science intertwined with the sun and stone. Beneath the waves of the Mediterranean Sea, the island of Malta holds secrets submerged in time. In 1823, British naval officer Admiral William Hamilton uncovered submerged ruins near Gozo that defied explanation. Among the ruins were massive stone slabs, arranged in a manner that suggested levitation during construction. Hamilton discovered inscriptions on these stones, speaking of a dew of the stars, a mystical energy harnessed by the ancient builders to lift and move the stones as though they were weightless. These inscriptions, when presented to the Royal Navy, were deemed too fantastical and relegated to the depths of forgotten naval records. Yet, the ruins remain beneath the water's surface, a silent testament to a power lost to history. In the heart of the African continent, the Great Zimbabwe ruins stand as a monument to ancient innovation. In 1891, German archaeologist Karl Mauch uncovered a series of stone towers and walls that defied conventional architectural techniques. Local legends spoke of the Mondoro, or spirit lions, who manipulated sound to lift and place the stones with precision. Mauch's writings, filled with intrigue and skepticism, were stored away by colonial powers unwilling to acknowledge advanced African technology. The ruins, with their towering stonework and intricate patterns, remain as silent guardians of a forgotten mastery over gravity and sound, whispering their secrets to those who tread the ancient paths. On the windswept plains of Mesopotamia, the ruins of Babylon conceal tales of a civilization that danced with the stars. In 1904, British archaeologist Leonard Woolley unearthed tablets that described the chariot of Anu, a celestial craft said to traverse the skies with ease. These tablets detailed the use of a celestial wind, an ethereal force that negated gravity, allowing the chariot to soar. Woolley's translations, which challenged the prevailing views of ancient technology, were quietly filed away by academic institutions wary of rewriting history. The tablets, etched with cuneiform script, continue to defy conventional understanding, their secrets locked in clay waiting for the seeker of truths. Amidst the rolling hills of the English countryside, the enigmatic Stonehenge stands resolute against the passage of time. In 1877, astronomer and antiquarian John Herschel embarked on an investigation that would reveal the improbable. Herschel, fascinated by the geomagnetic anomalies surrounding Stonehenge, documented his findings in a journal now locked away in the archives of the Royal Astronomical Society. He described a series of experiments where metallic objects defied gravity, hovering over the ancient site when aligned with the megaliths. These revelations, defying the laws of physics, were swiftly buried under the weight of skepticism and disbelief, left to gather dust as mere curiosities of a bygone age. The ancient landscape of Greece harbors mysteries woven into its mythos. In 1835, French historian Jules Dumont d'Urville uncovered an esoteric manuscript in the ruins of Delphi that spoke of the Koranos, a device capable of manipulating gravity through electric discharge. The manuscript described a ritual involving the oracle, where priests would call upon the power of lightning to lift stone blocks effortlessly. D'Urville's translation, considered too outrageous for the scholarly community of his day, was hidden away in the Bibliothèque Nationale de France, dismissed as mere legend. Yet the ruins of Delphi, shrouded in mist, continue to resonate with the echoes of ancient power, challenging the very essence of our historical understanding. The grand temples of Angkor Wat, entwined with the encroaching jungle, whisper of a past where gods and men walked the earth as equals. In 1894, Cambodian scholar Sothpalan unearthed bas-reliefs that told of the Naga Bridge, a mythical structure that levitated stones using a vibrational frequency known only to the priests of Angkor. Palan's findings, captured in journals now hidden in the National Library of Cambodia, described the use of sound to create an anti-gravity field. The colonial authorities, eager to maintain their narrative of dominance, suppressed these revelations, branding them as fanciful tales. Yet the temples endure, their intricate carvings speaking a language of power and mystery to those who seek the truth beneath the canopy. In the heart of the Arabian desert, the lost city of Ubar emerges from the sands, a fabled Atlantis of the sands. In 1913, explorer Bertram Thomas discovered ancient scrolls within the ruins, detailing the use of jinn stones, crystals said to harness etheric energy, lifting objects at the command of their bearers. The scrolls, now concealed within the vaults of the British Museum, described the manipulation of these stones during grand ceremonies, where gravity was defied as easily as one lifts a feather. The official narrative, wary of such fantastical claims, ensured these accounts remained buried within the annals of forgotten history. Yet Ubar, shrouded in mystery, continues to captivate imaginations, whispering of a time when magic and science intertwined seamlessly. Deep within the Siberian wilderness, the Valley of Death holds secrets from before recorded time. In 1908, Russian geologist Leonid Kulik investigated strange metallic cauldrons reportedly emitting an anti-gravitational field. Local legends spoke of a Tunguska sphere, an ancient relic with powers beyond comprehension. Kulik's detailed notes, stored away in the archives of the Russian Academy of Sciences, described objects that floated above the cauldrons, defying gravity with an eerie silence. The Bolshevik regime, keen to control narratives, suppressed these findings, sealing them as state secrets. Yet, the cauldrons endure, hidden beneath the forest canopy, a testament to forces of nature and science intertwined in ways we have yet to understand. Nestled amidst the emerald jungles of Java, the Borobudur Temple stands as an ancient enigma. In 1855, Dutch archaeologist Nicholas Hartmann stumbled upon carvings that depicted celestial beings manipulating Swayambhu, the self-born force. These beings, carved in exquisite detail, were shown orchestrating the levitation of massive stone blocks through gestures and incantations. Hartmann's interpretations, recorded in his field journals now housed in the Rijksmuseum, were dismissed by contemporaries as allegorical, not literal. The colonial authorities, fearing the implications of such technology, conveniently ignored the evidence. Yet the temple, with its towering spires and intricate carvings, continues to whisper of a forgotten mastery over the elements, challenging our understanding of human history. Across the ancient steppes of Mongolia, the Altai Mountains guard their secrets well. In 1907, Russian explorer Pyotr Kozlov reported encountering a nomadic tribe with knowledge of the sky path, a mystical route said to use anti-gravitational forces to traverse the rugged terrain. Kozlov's accounts, buried in the archives of the Russian Geographical Society, described levitating boulders and paths that defied gravity. His findings, considered too fantastical for the scientific community of the time, were quietly suppressed. Yet, the Altai Mountains, with their mysterious energy and ancient trails, continue to challenge the boundaries of our understanding of ancient technology. Through the rolling sands of the Sahara, the lost city of Akhetaten rises like a mirage. In 1896, archaeologist Flinders Petrie uncovered a series of carvings in Amarna depicting the Aten disk, a device believed to channel solar power into an anti-gravitational field. These carvings, alongside hieroglyphs detailing the device's construction, suggested a technology far beyond the capabilities of the time. Petrie's findings, recorded in his personal diaries now locked away in the Petrie Museum, were dismissed as the fantasies of a man too enamored with his subject. The city, abandoned and forgotten, remains a testament to a civilization that once harnessed the power of the sun in ways we have yet to comprehend. In the shadow of the Carpathian Mountains, the ancient fortress of Sarmizegetusa Regia stands as a relic of a forgotten empire. In 1869, Hungarian historian Armin Vambéry documented evidence of pillars of the sky, structures that once channeled celestial energies for anti-gravitational purposes. His notes, filled with detailed descriptions and diagrams, were suppressed and hidden within the archives of the Hungarian Academy of Sciences. The fortress, with its mysterious alignment and intricate stonework, remains a silent witness to a past where gravity was merely a variable to be manipulated, not an immutable law. The stones, etched with a history long denied, continue to defy the conventional narratives of human capability. Finally, we arrive at the banks of the Nile, where the great temple of Abu Simbel stands as a monument to ancient grandeur. In 1848, Italian Egyptologist Giovanni Belzoni uncovered hieroglyphs that described the Ka energy, a force used by the ancients to lift stones and build monumental structures. The hieroglyphs, hidden within a secret chamber, depicted priests using rods of power to harness this energy, defying gravity. Belzoni's findings, too radical for the Egyptologists of his era, were dismissed and relegated to obscurity within the Vatican's secret collections. Yet, the temple, with its colossal statues and hidden chambers, continues to guard its secrets, a testament to a time when the impossible was merely a matter of perspective. Amidst the emerald waters of Lake Titicaca, the mysterious Temple of the Sun stands on the island of the Moon, whispering secrets of ancient power. In 1903, Peruvian archaeologist Juan de Dios Salazar recorded a series of stone carvings depicting figures manipulating Pachamama's breath, a mythical energy that allowed them to lift and move colossal stone blocks across the island. These carvings, coupled with local legends, suggested a sophisticated understanding of natural forces. Salazar's work, published briefly in local journals, was quickly overshadowed by more tangible archaeological finds. Yet, the temple's stones, perfectly aligned with celestial bodies, continue to echo the whispers of a technology that defies our perceptions of ancient capabilities. In the heart of the Amazon, the lost city of Z is said to hold untold wonders. In 1920, Colonel Percy Fawcett, on his infamous expedition, came across an indigenous tribe that spoke of the lifting stones, rumored to float above the earth during sacred rituals. Fawcett's detailed notes, filled with sketches and descriptions, were considered too fantastical and were subsequently lost following his disappearance. His accounts, dismissed by the Royal Geographical Society, remain a tantalizing glimpse into a forgotten world where gravity was but a tool in the hands of the knowledgeable. The jungle, now reclaimed by nature, guards these secrets jealously, waiting for those daring enough to seek them out. The ancient city of Petra, carved into the rose-red cliffs of Jordan, harbors tales of engineering marvels. In 1881, British explorer Agnes Smith discovered inscriptions within the Sikh that described the Nabatean wind, an ethereal force used to maneuver stone. These inscriptions, coupled with the precision of the stonework, suggested a mastery over the elements that defied the understanding of her contemporaries. Smith's findings, considered too speculative, were quietly archived by the British Museum, dismissed as mere speculation. Yet, the city of Petra, with its breathtaking facades and hidden inscriptions, stands as a testament to a mastery of natural forces that continues to elude modern comprehension. On the remote Easter Island, the Moai statues stand watch over the Pacific, their origins shrouded in mystery. In 1914, Catherine Routledge conducted an expedition that uncovered oral histories of the How-How, a force used by the Rapa Nui people to move these massive statues. Her detailed accounts, replete with descriptions of songs and chants that imbued the Moai with levitational energy, were deemed too extraordinary by the academic community and quietly forgotten. Yet, the statues, with their enigmatic expressions and silent guardianship, continue to challenge the boundaries of our understanding of ancient engineering feats, whispering secrets to those willing to listen. In the arid wastes of the Gobi Desert, the ancient city of Karakoto emerges as a relic of forgotten empires. In 1922, Russian explorer Pyotr Kozlov discovered scrolls within the ruins that spoke of the sky dragons, mythical creatures that granted the power of flight to those who could summon them. These scrolls, detailing rituals involving sound and light, suggested the use of anti-gravitational forces. Kozlov's translations, considered too outlandish, were hidden away by Soviet authorities, never seeing the light of academic scrutiny. The ruins of Karakoto, standing resilient against the sands of time, remain a silent monument to a forgotten mastery over the skies, waiting for the intrepid to uncover their hidden truths.